I can say, you mentioned about Jewish people, our cousins.
Yeah, exactly.
The Jewish people,
exactly.
were they
Arabs
not preferring to live in the Islamic lands?
Shall I say that again?
In the history of the Jewish people,
Yeah.
did they not, when Islam was, we're talking about not today in the current situation,
Yeah.
back then, were they not preferring to live under the Islamic system?
No, they didn't really.
This is what I would say.
The golden age is during.
This is where it was their golden age with living inside the Muslim society. They contributed, they prospered.
Right? The Jews.
You have to read the Jewish historians. Read the Jewish historians.
Look, they used to live
their language, their Torah. It was all.
They used to live in plenty in Hijaz, as it's called Saudi Arabia now. They used to be known as Hijaz. So a lot of them used to live there. Only afterwards, when they start getting killed with the Khyber.
Again, you're talking about during the time of the Prophet, they were punished because of their treachery.
700 of them in one afternoon.
One second. Now I realize how you are mixing the history from different points and conflating them. When those Jewish people at Banu Qurayza, they committed treason.
Wrongdoing. It doesn't matter when it's been done.
No.
When it's happened, wrongdoing.
But you are actually misplacing what happened. The Jewish people of Banu Qurayza, they committed treason, an act of treason, for which they were besieged, and then they were given the option for punishment. They chose an arbitrator by themselves to arbitrate for them as a punishment or whatever it might be.
700 of them in one afternoon.
Please, 1 second. Look at the justice that was provided to them. When they were besieged and captured after their treachery and treason, which was going to destabilizing the lives of so many people, now they said, look, okay, we surrender and we will give up to any judgment that you provide. They were offered like, okay, fine, you can choose an arbitrator who can decide and arbitrate what that's going to be. So they were given this opportunity. They could choose whoever they like, someone who is their patron, or their ally, or their friend, and did it exactly that. They chose someone who arbitrated. And you know what this person arbitrated? He did not pass on a judgment based on Islamic law. He used their own scripture to pass a judgment on the nature of the crime they committed, and they happily agreed. So it's the hand of the Torah that killed those traitors. So you can't just say, look what Islam has done. Justice.
Abdullah ibn Zubayr and Ali, who killed 700 people.
You see,
in one afternoon.
So I can clearly see.
One afternoon, and the Prophet sat there and watched as it was happening.
What you're not.
That is the hadith.
What you're not reflecting in this. They chose an arbitrator who was an ally, and their ally gave a judgment call from their own scripture, which is when they have been captured and taken from Deuteronomy, from their own scripture, the Torah. They should be all male. Anyone who's reached the age of puberty, they should be all put to death. That is their scripture, the Torah. And they're actually punished by their own Torah for their own crimes. And yet, if you come along and say you have read history and you think this is something that Islam has done something wrong, I would happily disagree with you. Okay. Why? Because at least on this one I have read.
So I have read 700 people in one afternoon being beheaded.
Even if a criminal, millions of them, have been punished by their crime by the hands of the law rightfully in 1 second, what do I have to say because of 1 second? Nothing is wrong with crime is established, criminal are punished by the hands of the law with appropriate process of the law. If a criminal is punished today, are you going to sympathize and say, poor guy, his family, look at it. Oh, you shouldn't sympathize with criminals because you should sympathize with the victims. Look at the victim, the people that, look, Hitler killed so many people. And you are going to sympathize with what? Oh, poor guy, Hitler got killed. Imagine the law killed Hitler. Imagine the law, he was tried and then he got killed. And you say, poor Hitler, he got killed. You know what? You're sympathizing. You shouldn't be thinking that way.
This
You should say,
700 people, what was their crime?
treachery, treason.
Treachery.
Yes, treason.
And that is to be 700 people. All of them, one by one, were tried.
According to their own law, that's going to happen. Not according to Islamic
One by
law.
one, they were tried.
One minute. According to their own law.
Their
From the
own
law, the Torah.
All right, their own law
Yes.
was carried out.
So you disagree with their law
Ali.
then? No, it doesn't matter who's carrying. Look, you're now going to my friend saying, look, the person who implements, like your daughter, as a judge, and she gives the verdict, put this man in prison for 20 years. How harsh is it? It's very harsh. You're going to deprive someone for 20 years from the society, from the fresh air, from companionship. So am I going to say, evil is your daughter? No, I'm not going to say your daughter is evil. I'm going to say, this is the law. And this is the punishment. So it doesn't matter who implemented the punishment, who gave the verdict. What we're saying, in the Torah, the punishment was this for all of the male people who reached the age of puberty. They should be put to death in the Torah of the Jewish people. And they agreed because it's their own Torah. So if you now disagree and say, oh, I disagree with that, then you should argue with the Jew. Why did you have that law from God in your own book? You shouldn't be disagreeing with a Muslim because it has nothing to do with Islam. It was their own book.
You're telling me Ali and Zubayr carried out what's in Torah. Not what
I'm not sure. As I said, it was Ali and Zubair radiallahu anhu. Look. What I'm saying is, when arbitration was done by their arbitrator, punishment was then.
Wait. Punished by the Jews, not by the Muslims.
They happily agreed to receive the punishment.
How did they? Oh, come on, please cut off my head, Mr. Ali. What do you
Excuse
say?
me, look.
Well, that's what you're saying.
So are you saying they didn't? Where is your evidence that they didn't? I can provide you evidence that they did. Provide some evidence so I can read and so that they actually.
Well, they say, come on, cut off our head.
No. When you say they didn't, they objected. Do you have anything from history from their side? Let's leave you to that. So next time, you have a lot of work to give me for reading on this issue. That they objected. They objected.
You go and find it.
People were begging on the streets and they were like nothing there. Everyone was a beggar. A lot of people. I would like to read this. When Muslims went to Persia and they were killed so many people when they occupied.
But they did.
That's what you're saying, right?
No, that's what Jalil Tabari says.
No. I would
like.
like.
Says.
No.
That's
what you're saying.
I
would like to read all of them.
You show
right?
me one.
So let's leave it to that, and I will have a lot of reading to do from what you provide next time. Yeah. Take care.
You will. Yeah. There you go.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Remember me? I was there last week. Remember? How have you been?
Alhamdulillah, we're good.
Where's the stop button for these?